Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the KNB Music Den. He's Brad.
I am. And you are?
Keith.
Good. All right. It's the same as it was. All right.
Well,
We'll make sure nothing's changed.
It's different every time, though. We do.
I mean, look at the back here, guys.
Yeah.
Nothing. All the CDs are gone.
Look. I'm
He's
less,
moving.
Less than 2 weeks away from my big move.
Oh, man.
You know, I should have done some videos in retrospect and shown the folks, so, all the different titles of the 4,000 CDs I have and go through all my vinyl as I move it and show you each album. Oh my gosh, Barry Gibb. That happens to be the first one I grabbed. but anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about.
Something important.
We're here to talk about Songs of Surrender, which is the new album
Yeah.
from U2.
Yeah.
So why did I put new in quotes, Brad?
Because it is reimagined versions of songs that were already in existence. So it's not new. You're right. It's not remastered. It's not remixed. This is new recordings.
Revamped?
Of old songs.
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
So going into this, well, let's put it this way. When I first heard about this project, I was interested because it's U2, and they have such a canon of great songs to pull from to do something like this. And, I wrestled with it, not even having heard it yet.
Yeah.
Like, is there a point to this? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be worth listening to? Is it something I will revisit after I listen to it when it finally comes out, which was 2 days ago? And this one is particularly interesting because they actually did 40 songs.
Yeah, they did.
The last song being 40. And it seems like each member of the band, I don't know if they each picked 10 of the songs they wanted to do, because each, disc, so to speak, if you would get this in, 4 albums or whatever, has, each one of the band members' names.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So, and I just found out today, actually, looking around and stuff. But the album release, if you were to buy it on vinyl, for example, of those 40 songs they did, they picked 16 and made, a best of, or, whatever they wanted to put as the album proper, of 16 of the 40 songs. So I'm going to start with that and say, for the most part, I think they did a good job of picking the 16 from the 40 if you just wanted, not all 40, and some sort of physical format.
Sure.
But beyond that, I'm going to do what I always do when I do the intro.
What's my thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
Sure.
Now, first of all, before we get into Songs of Surrender,
Yeah.
Going into this, your history with U2, your level of fandom, just give the folks a little catch up on that.
I was a big fan for quite a while.
Okay.
Really enjoyed U2. Seen them live. I mean, that's biggest concert I was. I think you were at that concert,
in
actually.
Philadelphia.
Not in the same spot. He was right next to Bono.
Oh, yeah. Bono's sweat was dripping on
And
me.
I was wiping blood from my nose up in the furthest up balcony I could be.
Wiping blood from my nose.
It's like the peasant watching the king down there. But, yeah, I mean, he had some great seats.
That was great.
But, yeah, big fan. I kind of started falling off a little bit when they started that album that just released right to iPhones. What were the... I forget the name of that one particular album.
Are you kidding me?
Was it Songs of...
Oh, Songs of Innocence?
Innocence, I believe it was. That went straight to iPhones.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't have an iPhone. So I kind of didn't get into that. I didn't rush out to that album.
Yeah.
Then some of the other ones popped up, and I just kind of lost track of the band after a while, which is weird.
Yeah.
So I heard this one coming out, Songs of Surrender, and to be honest, I didn't even know. I thought it was a third installment of the whole Songs of
You would
thing,
think.
I didn't know it was even a rehash.
Yeah.
So this is something I don't normally do. I actually looked up to see what this was all about, and found out Bono's got a book coming out.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it is out, yeah.
Yeah, is it out
Yeah,
already?
it's out, yeah.
I'm curious to read it actually then.
Oh, good.
Because it's basically it sounds like it's 40 chapters based on each song that's in this thing. If that's
correct. My understanding.
Okay,
yeah.
So I was like, okay, well let me check this out now, see what I think. I love it.
Great.
I absolutely love it.
Wow, yeah.
I love it to the point where I went to the record store to try to buy it. I was hoping they had a whole giant exclusive vinyl with all the songs. I went to all 40.
Yeah.
They didn't have it, but I got Keith a present. I don't collect CDs no more. That's all they had was CD. But I had a good night of poker. I won a lot of money the other night. So he benefits by getting a copy of the new album.
And you know what's... Thank you, by the way. I'm blown away by this. And you know what's actually funny? I just packed the last letters of my CDs earlier today, but I didn't bring them to the storage unit yet, and they're not taped, so I can slide this right in.
Perfect.
Just in time.
I didn't know he packed. I was actually going to slide this in before he got in and tell him to go grab it and just shock him when he sees it's actually there.
Yeah, thank you. So generous.
But I actually found the album fantastic. I've been telling Keith, at my age, I'm starting to find myself being nostalgic and feeling like I'm in a midlife crisis, hearing some of these songs that had a long running time in your life redone in a kind of the way they're done here, stripped back.
Yeah.
Vocals seem to take the front of the songs.
Yeah.
You're paying more attention to the lyrics than you normally did. It was very peaceful. I just put this on and listened to it 3 or 4 times through already. I mean, all 40 tracks. I mean,
okay.
I really enjoy it.
A++ on this. Okay.
Every Breaking Wave, that song, it hit me. I never knew that. Like, I knew about the song, but when I heard it this time, I was like, wow, what a powerful song all of a sudden.
Well, and you're touching on something that I really love about this project.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just, even the 16-song physical format version,
yeah.
Thank you again, it wasn't just, well, let's just do all our big hits and reimagine them. You know, it's deep cuts, it's songs like Miracle Drug, like you said, Every Breaking Wave. Now this one has more of the hits because it's the album proper. But still, I mean, it even has like, let's see... Stories for Boys, and I'm just trying to think of see ones that weren't like super big. Ordinary Love, Invisible, The Fly. Well, that's a well-known YouTube song.
Yeah, my number one YouTube song. So I was excited to hear that too. Yeah. Very cool format. So
yeah, you know, I gotta say, I was hesitant. I was skeptical. I was.
Did you think this was going to be a money grab?
No, not necessarily that. I was cautiously optimistic about. What are they doing here?
Okay.
You know? And honestly, the first thing I heard from this was like Pride in the Name of Love or something. It's like they did drop a couple singles first. And some of the early stuff they dropped from this before they released it on Friday it just seemed like it was, you know, it was stripped down. It was acoustic. It was more focused on the voice and the lyrics, like you said, which is great.
Yeah.
But some of it seemed like Bono was just singing lower now. And I'm like, are they doing this just because he can't sing anymore? Which, I mean, if you listen to especially all 40 songs, oh shit, he can.
Yeah.
No problem with the voice there.
No, it sounds amazing.
Yeah. Now, here's what I love about this and the 40-song version. They're fantastic songwriters.
Oh, they are.
And like you said already, this really highlights his voices up front. The songs are the stars.
They are.
Which you could say, well, weren't the songs the stars the first time around when they did the original versions? Yes. But when you take songs that are well written by, some people don't like U2 at all. You're probably not even watching this if you don't. But if you're a U2 fan and you've ever seen them live and you just follow their career, get the albums, they're special. They're a special band, and the songwriting is at an elite level.
It is.
So when you take it, like you said, and when you strip it back and you're really focusing on the lyrics and the voice and the story of the songs, these songs come to life in a whole new way. And I think at this point in their career, this was an absolutely brilliant move.
I do too.
Brilliant. And shame on me for being skeptical, or shame on me for thinking, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this or how it's going to go. Because these 4 guys have never let me down.
Yeah.
Now, Songs of Experience was the more recent album before this.
Yeah, it was.
That's the only full album as a whole in their entire catalog that I say, I could do without some songs and not the best. But everything before that, because the people that are everything after October Baby sucks, or everything after Joshua Tree sucks, or nuts. War was their only good album. It's like
shut up.
Let's talk about the lyrics, though, because you noticed the lyric changes, I'm sure.
Not as much as you did, probably. This is why it stood out to me as much, is because I love the music. I've always enjoyed the band musically and lyrically as well, but I noticed that when I listen to it in its original thing, I can miss certain things. Like, it is a big orchestra. You hear the guitars, you hear the bass. I was actually sitting there listening to the lyrics going, oh, man. Oh, wow. Like, there were certain things I didn't know he said in certain songs where...
Yeah.
Like, in Pride, where I'm sitting there listening to it going, man, that's... Wow. What a strong lyric. Like, what a... That I didn't pick up on. It didn't hit me the same way.
Well, and I will throw this out to you. There is a chance that if you do an A-B comparison of these versions and the original hit versions from the albums, some of the lyrics you may be hearing and saying... Oh, I didn't ever realize he said that. It's because he changed it.
It might be. It very well might be.
Yeah. Where the Streets Have No Name is a big example of him changing a lot of the lyrics.
Okay.
Which, on first hearing me say that, folks, you might be thinking, sacrilege, you know.
Yeah.
But well, we'll always have the version from Joshua Tree.
Yep.
It's never going to change. But this is different. This is different. Yeah, I do love this too,
I do too.
and it's so much more than I expected. Will I return to it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially now that I have the CD.
I'm going to see. Did they release a 40-track vinyl?
They must.
Because I want it. I'll pay it.
Yeah.
I liked it that much.
He's got more poker money left.
I did. I won. I did good. So yeah.
Wow. There are, of the 40 songs, there are a few that the way he re-sang it,
really
not in love with.
None stood out to me that way.
For the most part, though, this is a triumph.
It is.
And now if this were to be the last thing they ever do, I'd be like, oh. But to me, this is a page turner for them. Mm-hmm. This is a stopgap. This is it's not just to kill time, and it's not that it has no purpose at all. You hear how we're glowing about it. But to me, this is like, okay, we're looking back.
It is.
We're reshaping these. We're reinventing. We're changing lyrics that go with our times now more than they did when we wrote them in the 80s, 90s, what have you. But I think we're going to look back at this as a pivotal moment where, remember they did that cool thing before they put out insert name of amazing album here. I think whatever they do next, I think because they did this and went through this process together, and I think it reignited and rebonded them is my guess and my hope. And I always say this on the channel, folks, not that anybody cares, but I'm a songwriter. And, I look at it from that perspective. I think this is going to get those juices flowing again.
Oh, it should.
And I think we're in for something
imagine.
really special the next thing we hear from these guys.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, usually we pick our favorite songs.
Oh, I can't do that. Like I said, every Breaking Wave really stood out to me. Because that was a track that just slid under the radar to me until I heard it here.
Yeah.
And it stood out to me. So I will give that one a special little nod of attention there.
I will say the version of I Still Haven't Found I'm Looking For I wasn't in love with.
Okay.
He sings it real low for a lot of the song and then he goes up, which I get it because when you do a song like that and you strip a lot of it back and it's real, there's a lot of space. Sometimes if it's just like a chugging little acoustic guitar and a little bit of strings, sometimes when you go la, 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 real high, it's like too much. Serve the song. So he did that very brilliantly throughout this album. Again, there's going to be a moment here, a moment there, a song here, a song there, where I'm not like giving it 5 stars or jumping up and down. But for the most part, as a concept, as a project, hats off, boys.
Oh yeah, I agree, 100%.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think if there were any, because I listened to most of the 40 by now. I focused on these 16 because I knew we were getting for the review.
Yeah.
But see, I don't know. There's a few that stood out to me too, but Every Breaking Wave was actually one of them.
Okay, good. Yeah.
But see, and that brings up another quick point I'll make. They have a lot of great songs that weren't on the radio.
Oh, gosh.
And the fans know that. But a song like Every Breaking Wave is a perfect example because it's from a more recent album of theirs. But such a great song. And the version that they did for this is fantastic.
It is amazing.
And it'll be fun as we spend more time with this to kind of do more A/B comparisons of go back, listen to the original, then listen to this.
And I did that with that song. And
yeah.
I think I preferred it the way it was done on here.
Yeah, I mean, are there any of the just putting you on the spot here because you've been really absorbing this? Are there any of their hit songs that you're like, what? I think I like this version better.
I liked Pride a lot on here.
Yeah,
because the lyrics really pop.
Yeah,
and I sat and listened to it for the first time. It felt like. Where, I knew the words. I mouthed the words I'm hearing on the radio.
Yeah.
But when you're just sitting there really listening to it, it's like, man, what a powerful song that was.
Yeah. Now, there's some songs to me that it's like, you'll never touch the original. Like One, for example. I mean, this version's fine, but, some things are just like, come on. Why'd you bother? No. I'm kidding. But, you know what we're going to say. Folks, U2 fans, weigh in. What do you think of Songs of Surrender? And I'm like you. When I heard the title, I just thought it was the next album of Songs of.
Songs of, yep.
And that's interesting, though, to call it Songs of Surrender. I guess they're like, I don't know, surrendering to the song and doing a different version. Maybe that's what they mean.
I don't know. I think you're going to have to read the book, honestly, because
yeah,
the fact that he picked these 40 songs probably means something. I mean, it's...
Well, and I want to go back to that, and I want to do some research, and maybe someone in the comments can put down. To me, it seemed like each group of 10, it had each of the band members' names. So I wonder if they all got to pick 10, and then if there was an overlap, they each picked the same one, so go pick another one. Or I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's online somewhere to find out how they specifically did this, and I'd be interested. But yeah, and I think they're silly not to put out a physical format version of all 40 songs, because there's going to be certain fans that want it. I'll do fine with this for now, especially because I didn't have to pay for it. No, but seriously, thank you again. It's pretty generous.
No problem.
So, got any more poker money? I got to pay for the movers in a couple
right
weeks.
now. That broke me.
Okay. So, but, let us know, folks. For Brad, I'm Keith. This is the K&B Music Den. Songs of Surrender by U2. What are your thoughts? Are there any standout tracks for you? Maybe you don't feel the same way me do. Maybe you think this was a vanity project. Maybe you think
if you do, let us know. I mean,
maybe you think this was pointless and has no purpose. We disagree. And I wasn't expecting you to be this blown away by this.
I am, yeah.
But that's awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
Like I said, I went in with some hesitation.
I went in thinking it was going to be a vanity project. I did.
I thought
it was going to be a money grab, but
and
it's not to me.
No, and okay, I'll put you on the spot for a second. Is there any other band that has that much of a history that's still active and relevant now that you can think of that you would love to see do a project like this?
You could do the Rolling Stones, something like that. They could do like a strip back.
Yeah, which they have.
I was going to say, they did that one album that was kind of like that.
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
Oh, man. That's the thing. It's pretty hard at this point.
That's kind of my point. This is the band. Yeah. Like, if there's any band right now that would do something like this...
That's about it.
These were the guys to do it.
Yeah.
And they somehow realized that on their own, which is great. They didn't need us to tell them.
No, not at all.
So, let us know. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it on social media, smash the bell for notifications, and tell us what you think of Songs of Surrender by U2. And my generous friend, thank you once again.
Welcome.
I will enjoy this, and I'll shove it in the moving box. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.